Giant slayer Mohammed Ben Aziza was a force to be reckoned with in the world of professional bodybuilding. Born in Algeria in 1959, he grew up in France, where he developed a love of soccer and eventually found his way into bodybuilding. As an amateur, he quickly rose through the ranks, winning his first competition in Spain in the 75 kilograms weight class. From then on, he continued to dominate the competition circuit, winning smaller competitions left and right. However, it wasn't until 1990 that he truly made a name for himself, earning the prestigious title of Knight of Champions and earning the nickname Giant Slayer. 1990 was a breakthrough year for Mohammed, as he won almost every competition he entered. With the exception of one in which he finished second, he continued to compete in the IFBB competitions every year, racking up victory after victory. Despite his success, he remained humble and dedicated to his craft. He finished 11th in his first Olympia competition in 1988, but worked tirelessly to improve his physique, finishing 5th in 1989 and again in 1992. In fact, he was one of only 2 men to defeat Dorian Yates in competition, and he also defeated Ronnie Coleman as a debutante. But tragedy struck shortly after his final competition in 1992. He was found dead in his hotel room at the age of just 33. It was later determined that he had been severely dehydrated due to diuretic use and had also been taking medication from an unknown source to speed up his preparation. Before his death, he complained of shortness of breath and nausea but refused to go to the hospital. His death shook the bodybuilding world to its core, and his friend Steve was among those deeply affected. But his legacy endures, and fans and fellow bodybuilders continue to honor his memory and draw inspiration from his incredible dedication and hard work. Despite his relatively short career, he left an indelible mark on the world of professional bodybuilding. His legacy continues to inspire new generations of athletes, and his name will forever be remembered as one of the greatest. With his modern physique and incredible mass, he quickly rose to fame in the industry. His first competition took place in 2000, and he surprised the judges by taking first place in the Junior USA Super Heavyweight division. He then made his professional bodybuilding debut at the 2001 Toronto Pro, where he again placed first. Despite some career setbacks, including a disappointing 12th place at his first Olympia in 2002, he continued to train hard and push himself to his limits. He placed 7th at the 2003 IFBB Night of Champions and competed in his first Arnold Classic in 2005, finishing 14th. However, his career was not without controversy. His conditioning was often criticized for being lackluster, and his arms were said to lag behind other muscle groups. But despite these setbacks, his physique was undoubtedly impressive. From Monday to Saturday, he consumed 125 grams of carbohydrates. His lats, chest, traps, hamstrings, and deltoids were targeted. He trained these muscles 3 times a week. The Olympia and its training schedule were also a topic of debate. He trained twice a day and targeted specific body parts twice a week. A plan that some considered too intense. But he was convinced that this was the only way to progress and remained faithful to his training philosophy until the end. Unfortunately, his life ended tragically on September 11, 2011. While walking in the pool at his Dallas apartment complex, he suffered a massive heart attack and fell into the water. 2 hotel residents saw him fall and immediately pulled him out. They managed to resuscitate him and call an ambulance. However, he died at nearby Baylor Regional Medical Center in Plano, Texas, at the age of 37. The coroner's report revealed that he had unknowingly suffered a mild heart attack about a month before his death. His career may have peaked early, but his legacy lives on. His back remains one of the greatest ever developed in the bodybuilding scene, and his dedication to his craft is an inspiration to many. Daniel Seccarecchi, a leading Italian bodybuilder who made a name for himself in the bodybuilding world, was found dead at the age of 33, just after placing 6th in the Nordic Pro competition. News of his sudden and unexpected death shocked the bodybuilding community and fans. Daniel Seccarecchi was born in Livorno, Tuscany, in 1980. From a young age, he was passionate about bodybuilding and pursued it relentlessly. He turned professional at the age of 26 and became one of the top bodybuilders in Europe. He came close to qualifying for the prestigious Mister Olympia at the 2006 Spanish Grand Prix. Daniel was not only a top bodybuilder but also the holder of 2 Guinness World Records. He was known for having the largest arms in the world, measuring 55 centimeters, and for being the heaviest competitive bodybuilder, weighing 135 kilograms during competition. However, his career was not without controversy. He was arrested in 2011 on charges of illegally marketing steroids and briefly placed under house arrest. Despite previous legal problems, Daniel remained a popular figure in the bodybuilding world. He had returned from Finland, where he was competing in a sporting event, when tragedy struck. Rumors suggest that Daniel suffered from a heart condition that led to a heart attack. He apparently fell and hit his head on September 4, 2013. His mother found his body on the kitchen floor of his home. An autopsy was ordered to determine the exact cause of death. It was suspected that he may have fallen and hit his head on the floor. However, the autopsy results were never made public. Ed van Amsterdam was a giant among bodybuilders. At an impressive 198 centimeters, 6 feet 1 inch, tall, he easily towered over his rivals. But what truly set him apart was his weight. Weighing a whopping 120 kilograms, 250 pounds, with an off-season weight of 136 kilograms, 290 pounds, Ed was a true beast. His creative posing and entertaining routines captivated crowds. Unfortunately, his heart gave out at the age of 40. The press immediately seized on the story, blaming his death on steroids. But those close to Ed knew the truth. He lived a hard life, indulging in copious amounts of hard alcohol daily. Edward van Amsterdam was involved in sports from a young age. He started with soccer at age 4, then boxing and cross-country running at 12, and by 13, he was the Dutch cycling champion. However, bodybuilding soon became his true passion. At 17, Ed competed in his first bodybuilding competition, winning the Dutch junior title. He then became European champion, and in 1999, he turned professional and competed in the Night of the Champions. His love for bodybuilding was more than just a passion, it was an obsession. He wanted nothing more than to eat, sleep, and train. He was so fascinated by his first bodybuilding competition that he couldn't forget it. After graduating from vocational school, Ed knew he would soon be forced to join the military, where he wouldn't be able to continue training. To delay this, he enrolled in the police academy, where he could continue lifting weights while studying. Ultimately, however, his obsession with bodybuilding overcame everything else, and he quit his job as a police officer to focus fully on his dream. In 1999, Ed turned professional with a chance to compete in the prestigious Mister Olympia competition. But his love for bodybuilding wasn't his only passion. He also fell in love with Deborah, a woman he met while working as a doorman. They married in 1997 and had 2 children. Ed was passionate about horseback riding and swimming, was also a great animal lover, and supported environmental initiatives. His website, bilingual and filled with photos, was a testament to his love for the sport. However, his story ended tragically. He died at the age of just 40, likely from a heart attack. He left behind a wife and 2 children, as well as the legacy of one of the tallest and most impressive bodybuilders in the history of the sport.